Hey, question for you real quick. You ever forget to water your plants, even just for one day, and suddenly it's like they just give up on life? Yeah, I got tired of that too, especially out here on the homestead, where I'm juggling what it seems to be like 1,000 projects at once. This right here is just a simple garden pot. But what if I told you that this tiny setup right here could be the gateway to your first step at freedom? You see, I didn't just move here to Mexico for the tacos and the sun. So I came here to chase something deeper, something more meaningful, more connected, peace, purpose, land that I could work with my own bare hands. And I believe that anybody in this world, no matter where you're from, what color you are, or where you are at in life, whether you're in the countryside or in a city apartment, I believe that anybody can start building a more sustainable life and a step towards their freedom, one plant, one project at a time. All right, let's break down what you'll need to build your very own auto watering system at your house or in your yard. This system is perfect for stuff like tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and this can all be set up in a regular old standard gardening pot. All right, so what you're gonna need is a 2-liter bottle or a PVC pipe. I'm using a PVC pipe because that's what I had laying around the yard. We're also gonna need our drill so we can drill holes in our pipe or the bottle. Now, you can also use an optional water reservoir, which would be just putting this pot into a bigger pot and that water reservoir, so the water will drain out into that water reservoir. But for our setup here, we're gonna be building it without the water reservoir because my pot will be elevated up off the ground, so any drainage will just automatically go down and I won't have to worry about the pot sitting in a puddle or anything. So if you're not able to elevate your pot, you're in a small apartment or something like that, go ahead and get yourself another bucket that's just a little bit bigger than the size of the bucket you're going to use, and that will be your water reservoir where all the water will escape and drain into. You'll just have to make sure to dump that out every so often. And last but not least, you'll need some potting mix for compost. I'm going to use some dirt right out of my yard because I have a whole bunch in the corner that's all dug up already. You can also use this same concept in growing bags or balcony pots as well. It doesn't matter the size of the bucket. The important thing is you're getting yourself an auto watering system. Something that you could just sit out on your balcony, let it go, let it grow. Let's start building. All right, first thing we're gonna do, prep our watering insert. I'm using a PVC pipe. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drill tiny little holes all throughout the bottom of this pipe here. What that's gonna do, this pipe is then going to release the water into the soil. Now the key here is small holes. I'm using a small little drill bit here. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the size. It's tiny. Very thin. That's the key. Small holes. You want a slow release, not a flood. All right, so let me show you what I did here and how I drilled my holes. Just did a couple all the way around. I kind of staggered them as best I could, and I only went up to, from the bottom of the pipe, I only probably went up a couple inches, no more than 6 inches, just because of the size of our pot. So this is gonna be perfect for the size of our pot here. And now, let's go show you guys how we're gonna put this into the pot and make it an auto watering system. Okay, so real quick, I'll demonstrate how we're gonna set this all up, and then we'll go over to the side of the yard where I got the dirt, and then that way you can also see how it's being set up as well. So first thing you wanna do, you wanna take your pipe or plastic bottle, you want to put it in the center of your garden pot here. After that, you want to take your dirt or your soil, preferably something that you built up and mixed together over time. If you're using a wicking rope, you want to go ahead and route it from the bottom of the pot here into the bottom of your pipe. So imagine you'd have a piece of rope or a piece of old shirt around the bottom of your pot here going into the bottom of your pipe as well. And what that's going to do is help spread the water through the pot evenly. Again, that's an option. It's not something you have to do. All right, so now that you get the general idea of how to set it up, let's go over to the other side of the yard where I got the dirt so I can show you guys exactly how we're gonna set this up and get it working.
Building your homestead doesn't have to start with a barn or a chicken coop. It can start with this: one pot, one plant, one system you built yourself. Too many people feel like freedom's out of reach, like you need land or money or some background in farming. That's not true. You need intention.
Oh, look at that. We got a worm in there. Perfect microbiomes right there.
This build, less than $5. Built in 10 minutes. But the shift it creates in your mindset, now that's priceless.
So there it is. Essentially our auto watering system. Center of the soil around it. Your plants will be in here. Put your water in here. And down at the bottom where our holes are, it'll slowly seep out. And the soil itself will actually take that water from the bottom and pick it up into the soil to to reach the top. And that's perfect for these little pots like this because you want the roots down here to expand and search for that water so it'll grow healthy, big, and strong. So what we're gonna do right now that this is all set up, we got our water hose here, we're gonna put some water into the center of this pipe and fill it all the way up to the top. We'll let it sit for a couple hours and we'll come back later today to check it out and see how moist the soil is around it to see how well this really works. All right, so as you can see, we got our water in there. It's slowly starting to drain down now. So what we'll do is we'll let this sit for a couple hours and we'll come back later to check it out and see how moist the soil really is.
6 hours later.
Check it out. Pretty darn moist in here, I would say. Sticking our finger in there. She's nice and wet. Pause. She's good and moist.
What?
Pause again. We got the water in here. We're looking good. Soil's looking good. And our plants are ready to thrive. And we now don't have to touch nothing except add some water every few days. Now that's the power of passive watering. What did you say? Especially helpful if you gotta head out of town for the weekend, or you're going on a little trip for a couple of days, or you just forget to water your plants like I do sometimes. If you've been watching our journey, you know that we're building something more than just garden hacks. This channel, this project, it's all about building a life from the dirt to our freedom. One post, one plant, one project at a time. So if you're ready to do more than just survive in this world, if you want to thrive no matter where you are, hit that subscribe button and join the mission. We're just getting started. Let's build together. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching another video on Mundo's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.